Deborah from Housewife Eclectic here. Today I am going to be sharing with you how to make a snowflake mobile, which is going to be, I think, really pretty. It's kind of, we live in an area that normally gets a lot of snow and isn't getting any snow, and we've also lived in an area that doesn't ever get snow. So I thought it would be kind of fun to create like a little bit of a winter wonderland for my kids. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Give me just a minute to get a few shares in, and then we will get started. So we are going to be making these snowflakes out of a variety of materials. Felt, craft board, cardstock. Trying to remember everything I've got laying in a pile over there. So I think it's going to turn out really awesome. So I just went browsing my neighborhood and found a super awesome stick. I know, random, right? And then I brought that home and I cleaned it off. Got made fun of a little bit for washing the stick in my sink, but it's okay. I feel fine about it. Share. Okay. There we go. Winter Wonderland. Deborah. Housewife Eclectic. So those of you that have never watched my show before, I'm Deborah. I have been blogging for almost 10 years, which is nuts. I can't even believe that it's been that long. And I usually do crafts. I know a lot of the other people whose shows are on Spaceships and Laser Beams and Mama Loves Food do food, which is awesome. I like to cook, but it's not my forte. So I stick to what is my forte, which is crafts. Okay, almost done. We'll get started. Okay, one more share. I guess technically two more. That's okay. Housewife Eclectic. In group. So I also manage a craft group. If you're a big crafter, I have a fun group where people share their projects, that you can share your projects or get inspiration. That's where I was just sharing this one right now. And now I need one more. Inspiration. Oops. Wrong group. Okay. Are you guys ready? Let's get crafting. So I'm going to be taking some pictures as I go along. Hi, Deb. As I go along today, so that I can go ahead and throw this into a post for you guys. So if you guys ever need to go back and reference it, you've got references. Or if you wait till the end of the video, if you share this to your timeline, you can go ahead and wait till the end of the video and you'll be able to go ahead and skip around to the different things that you need to see. So we are going to be making snowflakes today. You can make snowflakes just the old-fashioned way with scissors. I'm going to be using a Cricut, so that way I can make them out of felt and a few more other things. I'll show you what I've got. Today I've got craft board, which is like matte board almost. See how thick that is? So I've got white craft board, which I think is going to hold up the snowflakes really well. I'm excited about that. I've also got corrugated cardboard. So there's some white corrugated in there. I think that's also going to be really fun. Then we've got some white felt and just regular cardstock. So I thought it would be really fun to do mixed media today and kind of make it a bunch of different textures. So the first thing we're going to need to do is go to Cricut Design Space, which is design.cricut.com. And if you don't have a Cricut, you can always make a Design Space account and play around with it and see if it's something you like. So it really lets you kind of decide before you buy, which is super nice. So I'm going to go ahead and turn you guys around so that you guys can see my computer while we do this part. I might bring you guys down a little bit so you can see the screen a little bit better versus that weird high angle. Okay. There you go. Now you can see my computer quite well. So I'm going to go ahead and hit right here. This is my new project button. You can see all the other projects I've created recently. Nightmare Before Christmas ornaments. And then I made these cute Altoid tin sets. recently that were super fun. So we're going to go ahead and hit new project. And for this project, we're just going to go ahead and use images that Cricut already has available in their library. You can upload images, but I think for ease of use today, we're just going to go with ones that they've already got. So we're going to go ahead and click this image button over here. And up here in the top right corner, we're going to go ahead and search. So we're going to search for Snowflake. Ooh, lots of different choices, which is what I wanted to see. So if you see this green little A, that means that's included in their monthly subscription. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. And so I have their monthly subscription, so that's what I'm going to try and stick to today. If I find one that I super love, I'm always, you know, I can pay for it. But wow, they have lots of pay for ones on this one. Okay, so I love this one. So we're just going to go ahead and go through and click the ones that we love, and you add them all at the same time, and then it will, if I click on all of them, it will add them all at the same time is the words I was trying to say. So this one and this one. I'm looking for snowflakes that are all one piece, because if they have multiple pieces, we're not applying this to anything, so it's not gonna there's nothing to stick to for multiple pieces. So I'm looking for snowflakes that are all one piece. They have lots of options for snowflakes. I really like this one a lot. It might be worth paying the 99 cents for it. So they have people that have created things that you can just go ahead and upload, and then they can make a little bit of money on, which is super cool. I also really like this. It's a little bit different. I think we should try it out. Okay. Let's just pick a few more, and then we're going to get started. Oh, I like that one a lot. Look at all these fancy snowflakes. I didn't know there were so many different ways to make a snowflake. Okay, I think we're going to call that good. I'm not sure how many we selected. Now they should all pop up for us. Okay, so let's go ahead and separate them out so we know how many we've got. So we ended up with 6 different kind of snowflakes, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off a few colors back over here, because I want my snowflakes to be, I don't want to make them double layer. I want them to all be connected. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and just turn off a couple of layers. So you see now how it's all one piece. Okay, so let me show you the stick that I found while I was out on my walk. It's rather large and kind of awesome. So just a nice, I love that it's kind of rough. It's got a lot of texture on it, which is one of the things I liked when I picked it up. So it's still just drying a little bit from when I washed it just a few minutes ago. So we are going to go ahead and cut these out, and we're going to attach them to the stick. I think it's going to be really awesome, and then we can put it in a window or whatever. So let's go ahead and make, I really like that snowflake a lot, but I don't want them to all be the same either. I'm going to go back and look for snowflakes for a second, because some of my favorite snowflakes were the pay for snowflakes. I wonder if it will be worth it, because they're just so cute. I really like this one. I don't know. Tell me your opinion. Are you good with the snowflakes we've got? Okay. I'm going to go ahead. It's not going to let me contour you, huh? No contour. Rude. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with these 3. I'm going to turn these other ones off, which you can do by just clicking the eye over on their palette. So now you can see they're still there. They're just, you can't see them right now, which means it's going to know that I don't want to cut those right now. So now we need to decide how big we want these snowflakes. So I think we want them kind of substantial. So I'm going to say, where is my measuring tape? Whoop. Okay. I'm going to say we want them about 5 inches, 5 to 6 inches, just to kind of, which is what this is right now. It's about 5, almost 6 on one, 6.5 on one side. A little bit more. Yeah. Here we go. What do you think? I think those are great sizes. So this is super, super easy project. You're just basically, you know, we're just cutting snowflakes out. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe someday over the rainbow. My computer's getting really, really, really old. It needs a new. I need a new one, but why get a new one when you can make this one work? Okay, so I'm going to snip this, which is not something you need to do. This is just for you guys for later, so you can go back and kind of see what I've been doing. And I will also save this file, and so you can just access my cut file right away, which is super nice too. Okay, so let's just go ahead and save this as Snowflake Mobile. And that way, if you guys just want, I save you all the work, basically. You don't have to design and add and all that stuff. You can just open my file. Snowflake. If I can spell snow, that would be awesome. So when you hop on, let me know where you hop on from. I am coming at you from the Salt Lake City area of Utah today, which is unseasonably warm, which is causing my kids major distress. They are not happy about that. They are like ready for snow. We bought them like this awesome sled, and yeah, it's actually just sitting in their room. They read on it right now because there's no snow. Okay, so this is my, turn you guys a little bit. This is my Cricut Maker. This is their newest machine. I really loved this machine. I was honestly, I won't lie, I was really intimidated by it. When it first came, it took me like a full week to open it because I was really scared of it. There was just so much, I don't know, there's a lot of pieces and everything like that. But it turned out it's really not scary at all. It's just got a lot of awesome stuff that it can do. So I'm pulling out just a regular mat. And we are just going to start with cardstock, I believe. I might need a light grit back for cardstock. Let's start with our craft paper. This is craft board that I'm going to put on here. It's just a really thick, and it's like souped up cardstock, which is kind of awesome. I'm not graceful at opening these packages. So it's just like a really thick cardstock. So I'm just going to go ahead, and you want to make sure you line this up when you put it on your paper. And we are going to go ahead and turn this machine on. So I just have a fine point blade in here, which I think is all I'm going to need. I don't think I'm going to need a deep cut blade or anything. So fine point blade does your basic stuff. It cuts vinyl, it cuts heat transfer, all that jazz. Deep cut blade does some of the thicker materials, and then your rotary blade is going to do things like your really thin materials like crepe paper or your fabrics. So we'll use the rotary blade here in a minute for the felt, which it cuts. Oh. It thinks I want to cut them all out of different materials, and I do not. I want to cut them all out of the same material. So I need to change the colors on these. For ease of working, I'm going to turn them all black, which is, it's funny to see all your snowflakes black, but for ease of working, that's what we're going to do. Okay, they all cannot fit onto one sheet. They're all going to have their own sheet, which I mean is fine, but I'm going to shrink them just a little bit and see if we can't make them get their get more than one on one sheet. I don't want to just waste so much material. So I'm shrinking them. They are now all about 5 inches instead of, they were about 6 inches before. Now they're about 5. And see, now they can all fit on one sheet, which is awesome. Okay, so it looks like if I am careful, I could fit one more. So we are going to copy and paste this and see if I can't get another one on there. I feel good about that. Okay, so now we've got 4 on. It's going to be in the 70s in Arizona today, Dana. That's crazy. See, I am like, I want the snow to go away in January and February, but I'm all about snow in December. So it's been a little bit of a disappointing December. So my maker is connected to my, here, let me turn you just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So now I've got the list of, this is all loaded up. I've got the list of materials here. I'm going to go ahead and put view all, and I'm going to tell that this is craft board. So craft with a K. Just had to look at that really fast. Craft board. See, now we just, you want to get as accurate to it as possible because it will know how deep in to cut without it being too deep or too light or anything. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys watch that cut out. Okay, so we're just going to let that keep cutting out. That's just my light from my camera that I'm using so that, this is the new Cricut Maker, Jennifer. So what I'm cutting right now could be cut with any machine. This is just craft board and a fine point blade. Oh my gosh, these snowflakes are beautiful, guys. I'm like ridiculously excited. Let's see if I can get one of it, like, where you can see the snowflake. Okay, awesome. Love that. So it's just cutting out, or this is craft board that I'm cutting on the Cricut Maker. You could be doing this with any machine that they've got. This one's not specific to, like, this material is not specific to this particular machine. You could do it with so it's just cutting out our snowflakes right now. Then I'll show you the trick. Okay. This is Haley. This is my 3-year-old. Say hi, Halsey. She's playing with Grandma today. So we are just waiting. There is a lot of teeny little cuts on a snowflake, so obviously it's going to take a minute to cut. So here we go. Okay. I love watching it cut. So this is just craft board. We're going to do corrugated cardboard in a minute. I really wanted to do mixed media on this, so hopefully it turns out the way I have it envisioned in my head, because in my head it looks awesome. Sorry, this is the boring part. I guess it's not really boring. It's kind of cool to watch, but... What, honey? Found a snowflake? I'm making snowflakes. Did you know that right now?
What's kind of snowflakes? For me?
Yeah, I'm going to hang them up so we can have snow in our house.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. Apparently that's really funny. Okay, so now you've kind of got the idea that that's going to cut. So I'm going to turn you back here and we're going to chat. So ask me any questions you have about a Cricut, about cutting things. So I use it all the time. I've had it, so machine-wise, I've had, my very first machine was a Silhouette SD, which is quite outdated now. It's a very good paperweight now. And then I had a Cricut Mini, which was really fun. And then they kind of both stepped up their game, and I got the Cricut Explorer. And I actually ended up giving that machine to a friend after a while. My husband bought me that one for Christmas. And then I got the Cricut Explorer Air. And now I have the Maker. And then I also have the Silhouette Cameo 3, which is also a great machine. I like the machines for very different things. Cricut is definitely easier to use. The software is really, really, really user-friendly. I feel like you can get up and cutting, just, I mean, like, pull it out of the box and start cutting kind of stuff is how user-friendly it is, which I love about it. It's definitely the one machine, if I was going to recommend a machine to my mom or to my sister, who are both not super tech savvy, I would definitely be a Cricut. And that's what my sister has, and she's definitely been able to use it really well. So the software is a little more complex on the Silhouette, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it can do some more, a little bit more complex things. You can create in the software a little bit better. You're making a snowflake? Cool. So that, I mean, that's awesome, but I also feel, I mean, if you're really comfortable with Illustrator or things like that, then I think you'd be really comfortable with the software. For me, when I first got my Silhouette SD, it was a little overwhelming, and it's kind of what led me away from Silhouette in general. But Jen says she would like the one that cuts fabric. So that's the one I'm using right now. That's the Maker. And like, it is leaps and bounds better than any other machine on the market. Like, I always feel crazy like saying that, but like, seriously, it's total game changer in the world of cutting machines. So we're just cutting craft board right now, which I think most of the machines on the market could do. But in a minute, we're gonna cut felt, and I think you guys are gonna be really impressed with what it can do with the felt. So these oh my gosh, guys, these snowflakes are so pretty. Quite pleased. So they're almost done. So I don't do a ton of sewing, but I do a lot of felt creation. I do a lot of felt play sets, quiet books, things like that. The one that cuts through felt and fabric is the Maker. So it's the Cricut Maker. And it's the only one like it on the market that can cut, that's got a rotary blade that can actually cut felt and fabric. So I haven't actually cut a lot of fabric with it, but I know people that have cut sequin fabric, all sorts of crazy, even really delicate fabrics, satins and silks, but I have cut a ton of felt with mine, and it has done it just amazingly. I made a go fish game for my daughter the other day out of an Altoid tin, and I cut all these little teeny fishies, and it did such a good job. So it's almost done with this. I can see that we're at the end of the tunnel on the cutting here. There we go. Okay, so can you see our snowflakes? They turned out really, really good. I'm going to snap a picture of those really fast, so that if you guys ever need to come back to this, you can do that super easy. Okay, cute picture. Okay, so one of my biggest tricks I'm going to show you is that you do not want to remove your instinct is, when you're done with this, is to just take it and start peeling off the craft board. And while that's all fine and good, I mean, it's not going to ruin your project to do that. I'm just going to curl your project, which is not something you want. So why not curl the mat instead? And the mat is really resilient, so even if you curl it, it's going to lay flat anyway. So what you're going to want to do is flip it over and peel. Always peel. This is a little bit trickier because it's a thinner material. Always peel the mat from the project, not the project from the mat. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm kind of pushing down on my project a little bit as I peel up so that it will stay down, which is something you have to do more with papers and stuff like that. Definitely not something I ever have to do with vinyls, which is why I cut a lot of vinyl. I cut a lot of felt. I love cutting felt. I think we'll do that next. So, and I've just been using, right now I've got the Cricut felt, which is what we're going to put on next, but I have been using just the cheap 25 cents a sheet from Walmart felt, and it's been doing really well. Okay, so hang on, we're almost there. So just peel. You see how I'm just bending the mat? The mat can take it. The mat can take it. Don't worry about the mat. See? No curve. It's all good. I'm going to have to scrape those little pieces off. So these cut so well, they are just falling off my mat. I mean, falling out of, I'm not even having to weed them. They're just falling out, which is awesome. No extra weeding. Pull this one just a tiny bit. See? You see how well that cut out that craft board? Okay, so we're going to just do it again, but this time with felt. I love these ones. So pretty. Okay, so that craft board's pretty much done. We used pretty much every inch of it, so we're going to go ahead and toss that piece of craft board. We're going to set these aside over here for while we're cutting some more. We're going to go back into Cricut Design Space. Tell it we are done with the cut. Just hit the finish button. And it's going to take us back to our design screen so that we can kind of decide what we're going to do from here. So I love these snowflakes, but I think I want to try some of the other ones too. So I'm going to go ahead and bring some of those back. This pretty one. Actually, let's just cut these with felt, and then we can move on to other designs. So this is just what I'm about to use is the Cricut felt. Like I said, this is the first time I've used the Cricut felt. Every other time I've cut felt, I have what's wrong? Oh, yep, I was cutting snowflakes. Look. You see? You're so pretty, huh?
Mommy,
Yes.
I can't find my snowflake.
Well, honey, I can't help you right now, but if you give me a half an hour, I can help you, okay? If you want help right now, you can go ask Grandma. Grandma would love to help you. So this is Cricut felt, but I have told you I've been using the cheap acrylic felt. I don't even know, is this acrylic? I don't even know what it is. Probably doesn't matter. So it just got sheets of felt in it. They're just 12 by 12, made specifically for the maker. But I'm going to throw some links in the comments here why this is cutting so you guys can see the other things I've created with felt. So, piece of white cricket felt here. Throw this down. So this, you do need a different mat for, but this mat comes with your maker if you buy a maker. So, and you can see, like, my mat is, like, gooby, like, and it's still going to cut just great. So, they said with the fabric mat, just to leave the goobers and the threads and everything and just keep cutting over it, that the machine can handle it. So I'm just going to secure this down. So my mat is kind of getting towards the end of its life here. I've used it a lot for cutting felt, which really goobers it up. And so I'm going to use, this is what's called a brayer. And I am just going to push this felt down into the fibers of the mat. The whole purpose of this tool is is help your mats last longer. Which my mats last forever when I'm just cutting paper and vinyl and everything. It's the fabric that kind of goobies up your mat a little bit. So Jen wants to know, can you cut your own designs or do you have to use their templates? You can definitely cut your own designs. I'm just using their templates right now for ease of use. Go ahead and pull this machine out a little bit. I think it hit something in there. So we're gonna go ahead and hit make it again. After this starts cutting, we'll watch that for a second, and then I will show you the different things that I have created with felt, like little teeny tiny things that I have created with felt. So we're gonna go ahead and hit continue, and then select the material. So we're gonna hit view all again, and we're gonna type in felt, and it should bring up a couple of different types of felt. So it's got felt, acrylic felt, craft bonded, glitter bonded, stiff, wool bonded, wool fabric. So all the different kinds of felt. I'm just going to hit felt. Usually when I do the cheap stuff from the Walmart, I do acrylic felt because that's what that is. So we're going to go ahead and hit cut on this. Whoop. So you can definitely make your own designs. I make my own designs all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my site right here. Oh! That was not the blade I meant to use, but okay. It's doing fine. That was a big whoopsie on my part, but it's saying it's okay. So we're gonna, this is just a regular blade, so this is a blade that can go on any of the machines. The Cricut felt is a little bit thinner than other felt, so I think it's gonna be okay. But that's too bad, because I wanted you guys to see the rotary blade in action. We'll have to cut another sheet. Okay, I'm actually going to pause it. It's stressing me out. Okay, so I'm going to pause that. We are going to pop this blade out. As I was saying, you see how it just let me pause the cut and I can change the blade I'm using. Which is great if you get in there and you decide that your blade is dull or anything like that. You don't have to let it cut the entire thing and ruin your entire project. You can say, hey, that blade's dull. Let me change it really fast. Why am I struggling so much? What is going on? So this is the rotary blade. It's like it looks really just like a I'm struggling to get this in there. Okay. I think it's not. Okay. We're going to go ahead and cancel the cut. I think it's down too far. Okay, I'm not going to change anything about it. We're just going to pop the rotary blade in. There we go. Yeah, it was down too far. That's why I couldn't get the rotary blade in. I'm just going to pop the rotary blade in and we're going to see how that top left snowflake turns So I'm going to choose another blade. I'm going to tell it that my rotary blade is in there. So now that's what it knows to look for. So if I had put a deep cut blade in there, if that's what I had been planning to do, that would have worked fine. But I had been planning on using my rotary blade. I just forgot to change it. So there we go. And normally it detects the blade, it would tell you it was the wrong blade, but since the deep cut blade and the fine point blade look very similar to the machine, it didn't know to tell me it was wrong. So, but now you can see it's cutting with the rotary blade. So I'm going to go ahead and add some links. I'm on my site, on my computer. I'm going to go ahead and add some links to things that I have done recently with felt. Those of you that wanted to see felt. So these are the felt play sets. Pop up in your comments in just a minute. And someone wanted to know if you can do your own designs, and you definitely can. Let me show you some of my own designs I've done. They have a lot if you don't want to have to design anything. You definitely don't have to design anything, but you can upload anything that you want and trace it. So I'm going to put a link in the comments that actually walks you step by step on how to upload your own designs, and it's got a bunch of Harry Potter shirts that I've done. Okay, let me add just a couple of more things. Kind of decide what other things I've done recently. Is there something you guys would like to see that it's cut? Okay. I'm going to search felt on my site. I know I've done... one of the things I thought was most impressive was I made these little felt... This is one of their free projects for Maker. So if you had a Maker, you could make this for free. I made these felt finger puppets, and the pieces were so tiny and they all cut so amazing. So I just put that one in the comments. This, seriously, this machine is crazy. Like, it's crazy awesome. A lot of these other felt things I had to cut by hand and they were very frustrating, so I'm so thrilled to have this.
I found my snowflake.
You found a snowflake? Awesome! Just cutting the felt with the rotary blade. We'll have to see how that weird funky one turns out after I mess up there.
I found this snowflake.
You found a snowflake?
Pretty, huh?
It's so pretty, huh?
I love this.
Everything is pretty, huh?
And look what I got.
Yes, so Jackie, all those links are to my blog. So Jennifer wants to know how I would compare this machine to the Air 2. It all depends on what you want to cut. If you just want to cut vinyl and paper, and if you want to make cards or heat transfer for shirts, the Air 2 is an awesome machine. I had that for a long time before the Maker came out, and I loved it. And I still love it. It's my backup machine. It's sitting over on my counter. What do you have? Wow. So, I mean, it's an amazing machine. It's not one to write off. It does a lot of really cool things. Oh, thank you. Obviously this machine is more expensive. This is their brand new top of the line thing. They have put a lot of attention into the details of this. If you want to cut felt, I would get this machine. You can do bonded felt, I think, on the Air with a deep point blade, but this just cuts it so smooth and nice. So if you want to do felt, I would definitely do the Maker. You want to do fabrics, we cut out a fabric cutter. My oldest daughter is 9 and she is wanting to learn how to sew, but for me, one of the things that always deterred me from sewing when I was a kid was the cutting out, because I could never get my pieces right, quite right. So we have started with cutting the patterns out on the Maker and then just having her sew them so that she can kind of keep that joy of sewing and go over, you know, skip over the cutting part until she's a little bit further along in the sewing process. So if you want to sew at all, I'm not a huge sewer. I do a lot of felt and hot glue or felt and fabric glue. Do some sewing. Hey, my daughter broke her unicorn stuffy and I fixed it. She thought I was pretty much like the best mom ever this week. That's my claim to fame this week. So Jen, tell me, Tammy says, imagine the dolls you could pop out with this machine. Jen, tell me a little bit about the dolls you make. I'd love to know. So I have been making felt finger puppets with this, and it's awesome. Like, it cut out little teeny zebra. I made a little zebra finger puppet, and it cut out the little teeny zebra stripes. It's crazy. So obviously it does take a while to cut all these little intricate. I mean, if you're doing something a little bit bigger, it wouldn't be so long to cut these out like it's out. I truly love this machine. So, tell me other questions that you have that I would be happy to answer. Any projects you want to see. I do a lot of Doctor Who, a lot of Harry Potter. I'm actually wearing a Charter shirt today. That's kind of my jam. I like both very much so. Doctor Who is, here, I'll show you my wall. You see my wall and all my photos of Doctor Who people? It's a little bit ridiculous. You probably do not want to know how much money this wall represents. There's Matt Smith and Karen Gillan and Jenna Coleman. All the good stuff. Except David Tennant. I haven't met David Tennant yet. It makes my heart sad. So we are making a mobile with the snowflakes. My kids are a little bit devastated that it has not really snowed. It snowed a little bit one day. Yeah, huh?
I can play in the snow.
Yeah, not enough to play in yet, huh? Do you want more snow?
Yeah.
This is Haley. Say hi, Halsey.
Hi.
This is my 3-year-old. This is my toddler. And she is a sweetie. Jen says she makes a lot of felt character plushies and also fleece dolls. Oh, yeah. So I just had, oh, I can't tell you that. Sorry. I had a friend make a doll for Christmas for a child, but the child happens to be the one sitting over here. So, sorry. Can't ruin Christmas.
I want a dolly backpack.
You want a dolly backpack for Christmas? I think you are going to be blown away by Christmas, Miss Haley. No, hey, that's not a bad thing. When I say blown away, it means it's you're going to be so happy.
Wow.
She thought Christmas was actually going to blow her away. Come here. You're still in your jammies. Oh, did your grandma let you have a cookie?
Yeah.
Grandma lets Haley have cookies for breakfast.
The ice cream cones.
And ice cream cones. There you are, ratting Grandma out. Okay, so we are making a felt mobile with these. We are going to hang these from a big stick. We're not going to have time to finish the whole project today, which is fine. You can go ahead. I'm going to keep working on it after we're off. But I will show you the basic gist of how to get it started after this felt is cut. Huh. Oh, her sad little wispy bangs. She got slime stuck in her hair. And we had to cut it out, and it makes me so sad. But what happened?
Just grow back.
It'll grow back. I know. She was like, She was devastated too, so I'm trying not to be too devastated about it. Sorry, trying to delete a couple of emails and it got stuck. So it does take a while to cut. I mean, it says we're only at 48%. So I definitely guys want you to see how this comes off the mat though. So let's work on these craft board. Are you making a mustache with your hair? Hair stash. Okay, hop down. Okay. Can you bring me that twine? The string? Yep. Can you bring me the stick? You're such a good helper. Careful, it's a big stick.
What?
I got it. Okay, so Jen, I would love to see your business. Do you have an Etsy or anything like that? I'd love to check it out. So this is the stick we are going to be using, and we just have twine. And the way I'm going to do it, I don't think I'm going to poke a hole in the snowflakes. I think I'm just going to string them from one of the holes already in the snowflakes. Is it my current plan? We'll see how it goes. So we're just going to cut different lengths of string. You're wearing a fez? Yes, I have fezzes in my craft room.
These are the hats.
Yeah, it's called a fez.
Yeah.
So different lengths of string. Here, we're going to go ahead and string it up. Just tie it onto the snowflake. So, sorry, put it up here so you can see good. So just tie it onto the snowflake so the snowflake has something to hang by. I might do this with white string, I think, instead of the baker's twine. And then you're just going to take it and hang it onto our very large stick. And then you're just going to repeat this over and over. So this post will be live on Wednesday. If you want to come and see how the final thing turned out, you can go. Oh, guys, it's amazing. You can go ahead and go up into the description. Give my page, which is Housewife Eclectic, a like. Give my page Housewife Eclectic a like, and then you'll be able to see the finished project. So here, I super love this. It's going to turn out amazing. I'm really, really, really excited. Okay, so let's go ahead and hang the rest of these while we're waiting for the felt to finish cutting. We definitely want to use different lengths of twine. We don't want them all hanging the same place. What broke? Yeah, just leave it there, okay? Thank you. Okay, so I'm just tying on to this, and then I'm going to hang this in my window, so it's going to look like there's snow, well, you know, as much as it can look like there's snow. So then we're going to go ahead and tie this one over here. How do I smack my cricket with a stick? And I will trim all of these ends when I'm done. It's not breaking my machine. That would make me and my husband very sad. So this one, I think I made too long. Actually, I think it'll be okay once it's hanging in the window. You just can't see both of them at once. So that's kind of the idea of what we're going to be doing. No. So Tammy, it does not have a sticky back at all. It is just regular felt. Your mat is sticky, which is what holds it on. I was telling them before that my my mat is kind of at the end of its life because I cut a lot of felt, which leaves a little bit of the goobers on it. So I have this brayer, which is just you roll it to get it to really stick into the fibers of the mat. So we're almost done with this. I'm going to show you how the felt ones turned out, and then if you guys want to go ahead and go up and like my page, which is Housewife of Eclectic, you'll be able to see how this turned out on Wednesday. Almost done with the felt. These, they're so intricate, I didn't even realize how long they were going to take to cut. Almost done. So do you guys have cutting machines now, or are you looking into a cutting machine? Are you team Silhouette versus team Cricut? I would say that I'm definitely a Cricut fan. I just think they're so easy to use, and with their new maker, I mean, there's nothing else like it on the market. So, but I do like my Silhouette. I have the Cameo 3, which is their newest machine as well. They just haven't innovated a lot lately. So, we're almost done. Oh, we're getting so close. This would be a good project to like set things cutting while you are doing something else, because I didn't realize how long the cutting would be. Tammy said this would be awesome to make appliques to sew on her items. I think it would be too. I'm going to make a hooded towel for my girls today, and I think I might use this as to cut out pieces of applique for the hooded towels. So when I did the felt finger puppets, those did take a long time to cut too because there were so many tiny pieces. So I just I would set it to cut, and then I would go do something else, and I would come back and just check on it and stuff. So yeah, it really is like having a second set of hands. You can do all this cutting while you're working on other things. Okay, it says it's almost done. Do we believe it? I always have this nervous moment when I'm doing things live, and suddenly it's not going to do what it's supposed to, which doesn't usually happen with this machine, but like seriously, everything I've ever tried, like something, like anything that could go wrong with the project always goes wrong in your life. It says you're done. See, that's what Lorraine says. I like the silhouette design ability more, and that's what I was talking about a little bit earlier, is that you can design in silhouette a little bit more than you can, that there's more you can create right in their program a little bit better instead of having to find things to just upload. But Cricut is way easier to use right out of the box. That's pretty much exactly, like she pretty much just repeated what I said. That's awesome. Yeah, Cricut is definitely much easier to use like right out of the box. You done? This is the cut that never ends. That's what I get for doing little teeny intricate things. Yes, honey.
How much did I make by you?
just another minute. I'm almost done. Do you need me to come out and ride your bike with you, or are you just coming out to watch you ride your bike? Okay. It's done!
It's done!
We're going to go ahead and peel this out. Let's push this machine back so we've got...
It's done?
Yes, it is done. And this one, I'm going to, because the fabric sticks to the mat so well, I'm just going to go ahead and peel this off. No, I don't need to take pictures of them. Those are your pandas. You just left them out, so I picked them up. You see, can you see how well this is just peeling? Even all those little teeny tiny cuts. Yes, you can play with them. So there's the excess that I just peeled off. And now I just need to peel off any extra pieces that didn't peel when I... Okay. Hey, look! It's not even, like, destroyed. The one where I...
Can't get my blue panda.
You can't reach him? Here.
That one's a baby boy. And this one's a baby girl.
This is the one that I messed up and changed the blade halfway through, and it's still looking pretty good. I'm pleased that it is not destroyed. So normally there aren't any extra things to peel off like I'm doing with this one, but because I switched the blade halfway through, it struggled a little bit. Okay, you see how there's no extra things to peel off that one? Whoop. It's just perfectly done. Okay, let's peel off this other snowflake over here. See what I'm doing. There you go. There's that one. And now, last but not least, this little... So that's how it turned.
There's a soap toy.
That is the perfect
Here you go, baby.
felt snowflake. I can't even look at all those teeny cuts, guys. That's amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and string these up, put these up all on the stick too. So I'm excited. Don't forget to like my page so you can see how this project turns out on its entirety. And thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Hope you have a wonderful Monday. Is that like can you like say that? Wonderful Monday? I don't know if that's possible. But hopefully you will have the most wonderful Monday that is possible too. So awesome. So Jen, if you want, oh, I can tell you a secret. Do you want to hear a secret? So if you go up into my link, I have linked to the maker that is up in the description. But none of their promotions work on the maker because it's their brand new machine that it's only been out. Came out in August, I want to say. So what is that? 4 months? September, October, November. Yeah, 4 months. I had to make sure my math was right. But if you sign up for their Cricut Access subscription, it gives you 10% off everything. And all supplies and stuff you can buy from Cricut. And it will give you the 10% off the maker. So that's your secret. If you want to get 10% off your maker, that is a good way to do it. And I will see you guys next time. So have a good time. I hope you guys will tune in next time we're playing and using the maker. So have a nice day.